took what I want, but you find that everything they've got, you step forwards to my shadow, you are follow in my pattern.
Hello and welcome to the Ladies' Room. It's my pleasure today to have my partner in crime, Geralyn Lewandowski, here, who is normally the director of this show. And Geralyn every year puts together an incredibly exciting art show called Art Groove. It's at Ashawagh Hall. And because of COVID now, we didn't have it for 2 years. Right. So this year is the 10th anniversary of Art Groove, and it's dancing and music and fun and incredible art. And you're amazing. So welcome, Geralyn, to the show as a guest. I love it. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
well, we have Michael and Nadine.
Oh, yes, we have guests, two artists that are in the show, Nadine Daskaloff and Michael Cartino. And so, Geralyn, tell us, how did you get the idea for Art Groove and when did it start?
Well, Art Groove's a high-energy, multifaceted, creative event, and it celebrates the individual artists by giving them the space to project their vision and connecting them with the community. It incorporates 2D and 3D visual art with music and dance. It's really a fantastic social experience. And this year, Art Groove's going to be held on April 9th and 10th at Ashawagh Hall, which is located in East Hampton's historic artist community called Springs. And it starts at noon on April 9th. At 12 o'clock, we open the doors, and you can come in and view the artwork of about 20 different artists. Then at 6 p.m., we open it up for the opening reception, and we will start with Frank Latour and the King Bees, where this is an amazing rhythm and blues band. Frank actually won a Grammy Award in the past. And at around 9 o'clock, we clear the dance floor and turn on the hip-hop, Motown, and disco music. So you'll hear Donna Summer, Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, Bruno Mars, and stuff like that. So we have really a great dance party going. So we come back the next day, Sunday, April 10th. And that's the day I call the Heart of Art Groove. So we're going to have a secondary art show. Now this is a very exclusive art show with an additional 25 artists presenting their work. Premier Hampton artists like Stephanie Brody Lederman, Patton Miller, Gabi Rocky, Michael McDowell, and many others. And the proceeds from this special sale will go to benefit 3 amazing East End charities. The first one being the Ellen Hermanson Foundation, which supports women with breast cancer and breast cancer survivors. And then Wings Over Haiti, Jonathan Glynn's great organization that educates and feeds children of Haiti, specifically in Port-au-Prince and Requite. And they do all that on $1.50 a day, if you can imagine that.
Building a school.
Yeah. They
build 2 schools now.
Yeah, they are building schools, but they also feed the children because they found that's very important for education.
And
for
they
them
teach
to have
them
food.
how to grow things. They make gardens.
Yeah, it's an amazing charity, and there's no administrative cost, so I really...
every penny goes to Wings Over Haiti,
Yeah, it goes to the cause. And then the last one is East End Hospice, which is, a great group out here that has providing hospice services for over 15,000 families and individuals since they started in 1991. In 2000, they added Camp Good Grief, which supports children 4 to 16. So,
do you want to show some slides from like the show? Last show we had was 2019, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to show is the 2019.
We all look younger.
That's what the 2020 show. So
let's see some slides.
This is Art Groove. and that's our logo. That's for this year. This is the work by Hans van de Bovenkamp, who's also in this year's show. And this is Michael McDowell's work, two of his paintings that he showed at that time. This is Frank Latour's The Beatles. This piece sold that year, and it was great.
He does
piece.
a lot of rock stars.
Yeah.
His work is fun. Yeah.
And he's also the lead singer. And this is Nadine's work from that that year.
Nadine is one of our guests today. Yeah. Nadine Daskaloff.
This is Barbara Bellata. She does great things on resin, acrylic on resin. This is Pearl Golden.
Very pretty. The show's exciting.
This is Joyce Raimondo, who is affiliated with the Pollock Krasner House in Springs. And this is our dear friend Charles Waller, who unfortunately has passed away from COVID in 2021. So
great sense of humor in his work.
Yeah, he's a talented artist. So this is our group. Here's our King Bees, tuning up. There's Frank at the lead guitar there.
It's very fun to dance that night.
It's great blues, and this is Josephine Watuziak and her son. She's going to be in it this year, and in the background is actually David Geiser's work, who unfortunately passed as well. There's Phyllis Hammond and her daughter Sherry. We were just talking about her earlier, great sculptress. And here's some groovers. It's Kevin Miller, Hans van de Bovenkamp's assistant, his wife, Andy, Lynn, and my friend David. And there's David and Kevin again. So you can see everybody's having a great time. This is Charles, myself, and Allison and Cheryl. That's the late Charles Waller. And this is Pam and David Slater, who's also going to be in the Heart of Art group this year. Here's some more groovers. Bobby and Dr. Mike. So this is the Heart of Art group. Those are the charities. That's going to be on Sunday.
And the work is all well priced, so that...
to encourage you to support these causes. So. And this is Judy and Julie Ratner and myself from the last Heart of Art group, where we raised thousands of dollars for her specific charity, the Ellen Hermanson Foundation. And this is how we set up the panels for the special show. That'll be on Sunday, April 10th. We start at 2 o'clock. And there's Judy with our dear David Geiser, who unfortunately is also no longer with us since the last
He was
Art.
So great.
And there you have it, Art Groove. That's
let's talk to our guests. So Nadine Daskaloff, you have not been on the show before. It's so nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
What do you think about Art Group? How did you get involved?
Oh, because of Geralyn, because I think she's terrific and full of energy and loves the art, and I was fortunate she invited me.
And Nadine always sells artwork at the show. She's one of our top sellers. So you got to come and see her stuff.
Where are you from, Nadine, and what inspires you to your art?
Oh my gosh, those are two big questions. But the first one is, I was born in France many years ago. And
where in France?
Marseille, the south.
Oh, wow. I stayed in Marseille.
Yeah. Oh, you have?
Yeah.
So, but by the age of 5, my mother remarried a Mexican who was a diplomat, so they met, and I was 5, and that was the beginning of my traveling life with them.
Very cool.
So it was one place to another. That was my beginning. And
did your mom meet the Mexican person in France?
Yes.
That is so bizarre. That's great.
Yes.
Okay,
He was
interesting.
actually he was working there.
Was he an artist?
No, he was a diplomat.
Oh, cool. So that you really traveled.
Yeah, he traveled.
So did you draw while you were traveling? Is that how you?
Well, because I did not speak the language of the countries we suddenly, were there. They would give me paper and color and pencils.
That's how it started.
because I couldn't understand anything.
Yeah.
So I would draw, draw, draw. And then they would tell me, you're very talented.
Well, you
I
are.
guess that made me feel good. And so that's where it all started, that it was part of me.
How old were
drunk.
you when you started painting?
Well, as soon as I went to school, because I didn't know what else to do.
And where did you go to school?
Oh, my gosh,
All over.
all over.
Uh-huh.
All over.
Did you specifically study art at any one place that you
Yes.
could stay for a while?
Yes, yes. That was the best part. That was a wonderful part of my traveling, is they nominated my stepfather in Paris. Yes,
You got
and
to
that
see-
was after we were in Canada.
Uh-huh.
And then I had the opportunity to go to the art school, for the Beaux-Arts Academy.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was really wonderful, and so that did it. I went directly into the art world, and then he was again transferred to Mexico City.
Cool. The
Yeah.
Paris of Mexico.
Yeah, and that's Mexico is the country of my heart.
Uh-huh.
I had my first show in Mexico.
Uh-huh. How often do you get to paint now? You live out here full time?
Yes, since '78.
Wow. Okay, you've been
This
here a
has
long
become
time.
my home.
And so you have a studio. How often?
I'm fortunate to have my studio in my backyard.
Very cool.
It used to be a 2-car garage.
That's what we all need. Yeah.
And little by little, it's become my little paradise.
What's your favorite subject to paint?
I vary. I go from one to another. I love to venture, really, and discover.
And you do large works?
I love lash work. I have done murals.
Wow.
Yeah, in the Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City.
Wow.
I painted
Do-
2 murals.
Yeah, I
Do we
think
have
some
slides?
slides.
Let's
we
look
could
at some
talk about.
slides
Oh,
of
yes.
your work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I think we have
I
some
think
slides.
we have some slides.
And you
we'd
just
like to-
signed them, Nadine, right? You're like Cher and
Well,
And,
there's a
the
little
one
story.
named Beyonce.
So what is this? This is
That's just black and white drawings.
okay.
They're quite large.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and
They're
this one?
It's large work. That's true. That's another large painting.
Do you name them? Does it have a name?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't. But this is a storefront.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah, and that's Miami, the boats.
Looks like a full moon in Miami.
Yeah, it's the boats, leaving the harbor
It's a
with the
big boat.
moon.
Yeah.
Also
Great.
very large. Oh, that's, I went for a trip up north in New York, and I came back with ideas of a farm, a stand, with the minimal of expression. And that's, yeah,
Very cool.
I did a whole group
Very
of,
cool.
of them. And that's Manhattan.
Wow.
In my eyes, of course.
It's a pretty busy place. Oh,
But,
wow. And where is that?
Yeah,
That
I don't
looks
remember
more
the
Mexican.
title. Some of my work is very
That's
colorful,
beautiful.
and that comes because I was in Mexico,
Yeah, you can see that.
and the vibration of the colors, I think, have stayed with me. And the movement. I've been told that my work was musical, which I thought was
I can see
interesting.
that, yeah.
Uh,
There's some more music. There's a
that's-
piano.
no, it's a computer.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's
it's
a
in the eye of
computer.
the beholder.
That's a computer. I thought I should say everything's dark, with
Yeah.
the lamp and the light. I make my own stories.
Okay.
That's
what
how
you
I
have to do.
inspire
Well, there's
myself.
more.
Imagination.
And that's
Beautiful.
a collage, and it's also Manhattan.
Okay.
Also
More
Manhattan.
city, yeah.
Oh, that's a series of love stories.
Love, yeah, I think you
Oh,
sold
we have to
that
see
one
that
at the
close
heart.
up.
Love
We have to
stories.
see that close up.
Is there another? Okay, and that's
Oh,
that's
that's
going to be a
really pretty.
poster this year for
Yes.
Art Group. This
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Thank you.
okay.
Oh, and another one.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
Michael, do we have some of your slides too?
yeah.
Michael
You do.
Cartino.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've been here before. It's so nice to see you.
I have. It's
You
good to
bring
see you,
big
Judy.
Buddhas with beads all over them, and you do a lot of sculpture, right?
Yes, I've been developing some new techniques using some new technologies.
What technologies have you been using?
Primarily 3D printing, which is a very unique way to sculpt these days.
Kids are 3D printing guns.
Yeah, well, for sure.
I'm
But
sure you're not.
sculptors are using 3D printing in all various means and methods. I seem to have developed a specific technique for using words on my sculptures, and primarily I do figures, human figures, and animals so far.
Michael has some slides he can show us.
Yeah, we
maybe
can
more about
talk
his
while we're
image.
looking at your slides. Is that one of your slides?
Well,
Yeah.
that is one of them,
Oh,
and
wow.
so this is the beginning. So instead of using clay, the sculpting actually takes place on a computer. And the form is developed into whatever pose one likes, and in every way is done with, we'll call it skin. But you'll see in a few minutes that the skin gets covered with words. This is a different one. This is direct metal. There's a turtle motif, and it's called an earth gate. It's part of a series of 4 where you have
Can
earth,
a person
air.
walk through that
Yeah,
sculpture?
absolutely,
Oh,
sure.
that's
Wow, it's very pretty. Is that in your garden at home?
It is, it is.
Wow.
Now, that's off the
Lovely.
computer screen, and that's of a sculpture coming up. And this is what it looks like to work in 3D sculpting, where you're not working with clay or wax or some other form.
So interesting.
It's actually happening on the computer. And you're forming and modeling and shaping it through this technology using a software that uses what's called polygons. Polygons are 3-dimensional triangles. And if you think about triangles all coming together, gazillions of them, they begin to form a shape where you can't see any faceting. You just keep putting in more of these polygons until there's a smooth line. You know, a circle is just a series of dots all connected,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So the same thing happens with
How
any
they
shape.
got to pi.
Right. So now you have these. So
Wow.
Oh, look at
So-
this
here-
shark.
here's a small shark, it's about 18 inches long, and the words on that say shark over and over, repeated over and over
Oh,
again.
wow, I didn't know
And
They're making a
so
movie of Baby Shark.
the
Like-
material itself is a plastic resin that is then copper plated, and then on top of the copper, this is a nickel plating. You can put brass, you can even put precious metals if you like, and then fine polished and so forth.
Fabulous, fabulous. And
That's another view of the earth gate. The new one coming up is water, and that's really finished now. It's going to be shipped back from the fabrication studio in Detroit.
Oh, in Detroit.
wow.
Yeah.
So what are you working on currently?
That's what I'm working on currently, and there may be a shot coming up of these folks have commissioned me to make a very large sculpture. That one they were looking at.
Yeah.
This one you're looking at is called Instagram Woman, Moment of Truth. And she is taking a selfie. You'll see another view of her. She's in a very seductive pose. There I am, one of my frog creatures, which is it's a pair of frogs, an adult and a child. The adult is teaching the young frog how to catch flies. So on the adult tongue is a big fly, and they're kind of spacey looking frogs. And they'll be coated, so that's me in the studio working on that.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Is
look at
that one of your
great.
sculptures?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Big.
yeah.
What? And is it a
That's-
animal or an
That's a shark.
airplane?
That's
What
a
is it?
shark. It's a shark
It's a
again. And by the way, sharks do look like airplanes, really, when you look at their form.
Yeah.
So this is currently hanging in the garden. This was part of a project we were working on where we incorporated that 6-foot shark. This shark was in Geralyn's show last year.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
it was
yeah.
a- it was
And-
a-
and the 2019 show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, already, right,
I
before
remember.
COVID.
Did it go? Did it move and go around?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
It could be stationary as well on a
Yeah.
stand, but it's much more fun when it moves.
It's wonderful.
Huge.
This is the woman you just saw, the Instagram woman. This is a screenshot of her hair, which is DNA. So
wow.
Now,
making
is
this,
that a different process or the same process?
well, this, from the screen of the computer, it's sent to a printing machine where that part is printed. Her skull was made up of, I think, 5 sections that all come together. They're all welded together and then sanded and made smooth and then sent to the plater to be metallicized. You may get a better shot of the of the sculpture. Oh, that's the commission that we're doing.
Yeah,
So
that one, you had
colors
us
So you
are
see,
very
there's a
pretty.
pig, a bird, and a snake. Each of them have words. The pig says ignorance, I, me, mine. The bird, attachment, desire, craving, clinging, I, me, mine. And the snake, hatred and anger. And it's a philosophical idea that basically says that if you have this mentality, you're stuck in this karmic wheel of life going round and round, held there by the Lord of Death. And if you stop doing that, you've been enlightened.
If you fill
amazing,
yourself
yeah.
with love, the anger goes away.
And now this is more of the sort of styling that we do as we go along, making the form, the pose. And you can see from the first one was all skin. Now this one has words. And on her body, the words are self-centered egoic, I, me, mine. However, they're also misogynistic words that others lay on her. And then you have her hair, which is the genetic material. And so she's all of these things, but she's hollow inside. So the question philosophically I like to raise is, well, what is her essence of being? Is she what she thinks of herself? Would others think of her? Or a genetic and cultural thing? She's holding a cell phone that says, not self.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
There I am at the Montauk Lighthouse. There was a display about sharks. And remember, they used to kill all the sharks. They used to
Yeah,
hunt
the
them.
Oh my
shark
And
God.
now
Yeah,
they've
it's
stopped. And there was a
horrible.
documentary about that and how
Yeah.
it changed. And so we displayed the shark there at that point.
Very, very.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
one of my studio areas where we fabricate and assemble all the parts. And you can see the Instagram woman's off there on the right. We have a couple of the smaller versions of her, and she's being sized up now to become 6 foot. I wanted to scale it up to human size or greater. Oh, there she is. So, and she's on this pedestal. It says Instagram woman, moment of truth. Her jewels fall from her becoming, and she has some paint on her as well. Her toenails, her eyes are blue. There may be another view of her. I'm not sure what we put up there, but oh, there you go. So you have a Kim Kardashian kind of butt. You have a Nicki Minaj kind of pose.
So when you have a party, people can put their martinis on it.
She's got, I hope not.
Yeah,
She's got
really.
a snake wrapped around her arm, the one that's
Oh.
holding her cell phone. I tried to put a lot of things in here. It was a real challenge for me to do this with the techniques that I've been developing, and I just keep pushing the envelope to see what I can actually do.
Oh, that's very interesting
There's
work. Very
another view.
interesting work.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, it's going to be such an exciting show, Geralyn.
No.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new things about Art Groove this year.
Well, it's really like, the heart of Art Groove is going to be new because it's going to be more of a presentation. That'll be Sunday from 2 to 5, where we're going to have William Falkenberg is excited to do some musical stylings, and I think Omar Haddad will be playing violin while we're showing this new collection. As I've said, 25 artists will be offering their work, very attractively priced, to help the 3 charities I mentioned earlier, the Ellen Hermanson Foundation, Wings Over Haiti, and East End Hospice. So also what the people in the show, I don't think we had a chance to mention all the artists,
yeah, let's hear
which
all
of course is Nadine and Michael, and then Hans van de Bovenkamp will debut his new series of paintings called People of Color. Anahi DeCanio, fabulous abstract artist whose work can be seen on many TV shows and in movies. Frank Latour, of course, who does the sort of pop musicians and other
Pop
famous
artists.
famous people. Michael McDowell, your husband.
Yeah, who
Joyce-
knows what he does.
Joyce Raimondo, Paul Dempsey, Barbara Bellata, Kurt Geil is a newcomer this year, Pearl Golden, Rosalind Brenner, Michael's wife, Josephine Watuziak, Laura Hill's new, Zoe Denahi is also new, and then we have Ursula Thomas, Bobby Rosenbaum, Kathy Valley, and myself, Geralyn Lewandowski, who I'll be showing my new series of serigraphs that I've created over the course of the pandemic. So it's going to be quite a lineup. It's going to be a lot of fun. April 9th and 10th, Ashawagh Hall, that's where you should be. That's what I would say.
Well, I loved meeting you, Nadine, today.
thank
and your
you.
work is so wonderful. And Michael, you're amazing.
Yes.
That's some amazing
Thank you,
stuff
It
you're
is,
doing.
yeah, it is.
Wow, it's so so avant-garde, really.
I miss myself sometimes. It's like I don't know where I'm
can
going.
see
I don't know
it
where
in
I'm
our
going.
room.
And your
Come see it
work
live.
always has a spiritual bent to it.
Yeah, it does.
And people don't realize that. I mean, we are spirits having a human experience.
Right, yeah.
And for those people that really grok that, did you read Stranger from a
I
Strange
sure
Land?
did.
People that really understand that, I mean, what's going on in Ukraine, it's the only thing that keeps me like sort of centered about it because, wow, we gotta just surround them in love because love wins out.
Absolutely.
So anyway, it's a real pleasure to have you here today. And people, I hope you come to Ashawagh Hall April 9th and 10th because the 9th is truly a party. And it always turns out you have so much food there.
Yeah,
Blows
well, that
my-
depends. That's all donated.
Yeah, we don't,
so
we never
It's
know,
only-
but
it's not.
I like
really-
to bartend because then I get to meet everybody.
That's good.
Yeah,
And,
there's usually a couple hundred people show up. so,
Yeah, yeah. It's
now that
really
the
fun.
pandemic has subsided,
Oh.
we can do it again. We can all be together.
Everybody's
and
going to be so
experience
happy to be out.
Community. There's
Yes.
no social distancing. Masks will be optional
Yep.
if you still feel uncomfortable. We don't discourage that, but it's really something. It's really become a Springs tradition.
Yeah.
So people look forward to it, and we'd hope to find some newcomers because once you come, you'll be back. So.
Yeah, today's the first day of spring, so
Yay.
celebrate.
Yeah.
So come out and party with us.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for
3 weeks
joining.
from now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you for joining the ladies' room. Well, and ladies and people, leave yourself lots of room for fun, room for love. Spread the love, people.
Yeah.
We need peace on this planet. We need peace on this planet. And room to grow, learn new things, and room to glow.
Glow.
Surround yourself in light. Thank you for joining us. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thank
Breathe in. Breathe in. Oh, couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. No.